marriage during the holidays. Holidays put a lot of stress on families. Probably because of the commercialization of the holidays, and there's so much stuff people are doing to try and get ready for this and get ready for that. But let's be honest, a lot of people enter into the holiday season with a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, fears, resentments, feeling very, very much alone. And it doesn't have to be. One of the things that we do in our Relate Well work is we really, really seek to help couples the healthiest, most mature, loving, caring relationship, marriage possible. It takes two to make an us, as we say in our work, and one to kill it. Two to make it, one to kill it. And us wins, you both win. When us loses, you both lose. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, the us is the relationship itself. We say in our world, the most important part of marriage is us. Every decision you make in your relationship gives to you or it gives to us. There is really no other option. But when you give to yourself at the expense of us, you will feel the absence of that connection, that bond, that intimacy, what we call us. One thing I've learned in my journey, professionally and personally, coming from a broken home, I didn't know how to make an us. I didn't know what it meant to have an us. And I didn't know the skills or tools to make it happen. And that's what we do in Relate Well. We teach people how. That's why I always tell people, you don't have to struggle. You don't know what to do, different. And if you don't know what you don't know, you can't create something that you want. Because if you're just doing what you know to do and it's not working, doing more of the same doesn't create a different outcome. And so one of the things we're going to talk about today are what are some things you can do during the holidays if your marriage is struggling, if you're finding yourself in a place where you feel detached and alone. You have hopes for an us, you have hopes for healing, you have hopes for restoration, hopes for reconciling. What are some things that you can do during this time that can make that will make a difference, that can make a difference? And that's what I love about our work, is we tell people we're going to teach you what to do different so that when you put the difference into practice, you can make a difference. That makes a difference. I've come to realize in my own journey, I've been married 38 years this coming February 2022. And I have lived by the things that I teach most of my marriage. I probably learned them in the first 9 years of my marriage, when I started getting serious about turning things around. And I went and sought the best practices, mentored by some really great people, some at the national level, and learned from them, but also had to learn about myself and what I needed to do different. So then, how are you going to help your marriage along so that you can have a healthy relationship through the holidays? All right, we're going to give you some principles. Are you ready? If you're taking notes, here you go. Number one, remember this. You control your mouth, you control your thoughts, and you control your actions. No one else does. Those things are in, as they always say, that old cliche, that's in your wheelhouse. That's something you decide. You decide to react or you decide to respond. You decide to allow yourself to be triggered and react in an unhealthy, immature way, or you decide when you're triggered to respond in a mature way. You decide whether you're going to take the high road, even if your partner does not. You decide whether you're respond with goodwill and respect or ill will and disrespect. One of the things that we do and that we believe strongly in Relate Well is centered around 4 principles of living. And when I say those 4 principles of living, I'm talking about this is a way of being. You're going to develop yourself to be this kind of a person. What are those 4 principles? We call them the 4 protectors of an us. One of the things I always try to regulate my life by is goodwill, respect, humility, and empathy. In other words, is the way that I'm treating you right now, is it goodwill? Or am I treating you with ill will, seeking to hurt you and harm you, put you down, invalidate you? Because I've been hurt. Whenever you treat someone with ill will, if you sow discord, you attract discord. If you sow discord, you reap discord. The law of attraction, the law of sowing and reaping. The second thing I would encourage you to do is not only ask yourself, are you treating your partner with goodwill? Are you being respectful? Respectful is honoring and valuing another person. Whenever you honor and value another person, you says that they matter, that they have value. Some people have asked me in the past, well, hey, Doc, Why would I treat someone with goodwill and respect when they don't treat me with goodwill and respect? Fair question. Here's my answer. My answer to that is this. I treat people with goodwill and respect, even if they don't treat me with goodwill and respect, not because of them. I don't treat them that way, goodwill and respect, because of them, whether they're deserving or not. I treat people with goodwill and respect because that's the person that I want to be. This is how I've decided to be. I don't let people dictate who I'm going to be. I control that. That's in my wheelhouse. And so the first two words are you treating a partner with goodwill and respect? And third, is it caring, empathy? Are you caring about how they think, caring about how they feel? Remember, you can care how a person thinks and feels. That doesn't necessarily mean that you agree with them. Agreement's a very, very different conversation. And lastly, you can't do any of that without humility. Humility is the path to living a mature life. And research shows humble people are emotionally mature. Humble people are not easily triggered. Humble people do not tend to escalate to other people's stuff. Humble people know when to walk away. Humble people know when to talk and when not to talk. There's an old proverb that says, a fool appears wise. Get that? A fool appears wise when he keeps his mouth shut. See, this old fool back in the early years of my marriage, I had a belief that if I thought it or felt it, it needed to be shared. What I actually found out was that's pretty immature. It was pretty childish for me to even think that and do that. What I found out was maturity tells you when to talk and when not to talk. And ask yourself this, are the things that you're doing, the way that you're living in your relationship during the holidays, are you bringing peace to a relationship or you bring angst to the relationship? And it's like my mentor said to me, Dr. Lori Gordon, many years ago, Rick, everything you do, you're either a source of pleasure or you're a source of pain. You bring pain into Will's life or you bring pleasure into her life. How do you want to be as a way of being? That was a great question because I realized that I'm probably more painful than I am pleasurable at times. And I needed to shift that. Goodwill, respect, humility, and empathy allowed me to do that. You see, ask yourself, if I say what I want to say, is it worth it? What will the outcome be? Is that the outcome that you want? Those are questions humble people ask themselves. And I had another mentor teacher give me a phrase a long time ago in my own transformation journey. And it was this: when in doubt, keep it out. Isn't that cool? When in doubt, keep it out. Not everything you want to say should be said. And if you doubt that you should say it, you might want to trust the doubt.